Tonight, more than a dozen protesters are facing federal prosecution months after the largest operation of immigration in U.S. history swept through Minnesota. This is new video of one of them getting arrested in South Minneapolis today. You can see federal agents in tactical gear leading a man into a black SUV while protesters shouted them down. The Department of Justice says he and 14 others were part of an Antifa conspiracy to block and hurt ICE agents. We have team coverage for you tonight. We begin with Ubah Ali, who was at the federal courthouse and spoke to one of the defendants.
Frank, that defendant and another defendant's attorney told me political activism isn't a crime. But prosecutors say their private messages and social media posts show a coordinated effort to impede and injure federal officers.
The actual evidence of any wrongdoing is so incredibly flimsy.
That's how Cameron Kennedy describes the new federal case against him after walking out of court Tuesday. He's one of the 15 defendants facing charges including conspiracy to impede or injure a federal officer and assault on a federal officer.
Today's announcement is a result of a thorough and months-long investigation into a deeply concerning trend: coordinated violence targeting federal law enforcement officers and facilities.
At one point, prosecutors played this video from one of the charged defendants, Kyle Wagner.
No, not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore.
Prosecutors argue that is part of a broader pattern rooted in violence, showing these images of what they call hard and soft blockades to try and slow ICE agents. And prosecutors pointed to a statement Kennedy made describing the burning of Minneapolis's 3rd precinct as the happiest moment of my life. And this post he made where they say he wrote, "You will never win with nonviolence." Kennedy denies the allegations and calls the case political.
Now, if you've protested the war, if you've protested ICE, if you've protested anything in this city, you're running the risk of political reprisal.
This is legitimate political activity, neighbors protecting neighbors.
Defense attorney Bruce Nestor represents one of the defendants. He acknowledges there were demonstrations and blockades.
That happened, but it wasn't violent and it wasn't designed to assault law enforcement.
Whether or not they actually, at the end of the day, cause bodily harm is not the measure of whether or not they committed a serious federal crime.
Prosecutors say 2 out of the 15 people charged were not arrested today, but they are aware of the indictment and are expected to surrender, and one of those 15 was already in custody. Frank.
All right, Ubah, thanks for the update. Just yesterday, the government dismissed their case against a different protester. Nasra Ahmed was charged with impeding federal agents during the ICE surge in January. The dismissal order from the judge pointed to a social media post from then Attorney General Pam Bondi that identified Ahmed and 15 other people arrested by name. The judge wrote in part, in addition to violating the court's sealing order, the government also likely violated several Department of Justice policies. What makes today's indictments different than the other cases that have been dropped? Well, here's how the U.S. attorney answered that question.
Well, I don't think any cases have failed in any way, but I will tell you, read the indictment and you'll understand the full magnitude of this case. You watch how this case plays out, you watch how the evidence plays out, and the evidence will prove it all out.
The man who held the U.S. attorney's job before Mr. Rosen says he doesn't understand today's decision. Joseph Thompson told the Wall Street Journal, "I think most people on both sides of the political aisle viewed Metro surge as a disaster for the administration," and said, "Why would you want to go back and relitigate this is beyond me." Thompson resigned after a federal agent shot and killed Renee Good.